Hey, what's up guys? Captain Jack here, and I'm back in Space Engineers for another ship review. But this time, it's not just a workshop ship. A workshop ship? It's one of my own ships. And, hello. Right, let's, spin around here, and here she is. I've been working on this ship for the last week. I've put in about 45 hours where I wasn't busy doing other things, and I had a few hours here and a few hours there. I put it in. I spent on building this ship. Now it's based on two other ships, which I can quickly chuck into the game. If it ever wants to do it. There we go. Let's paste this one in here. Wow, okay. And I don't mind admitting that it's I got the idea from two other ships. Because it's not like I just took those ships, changed the colour and then said they were mine. I'll show you what I've done when I spawn this one in. Let's go control paste. Basically what I did was I was looking through the workshop and I found these two ships. Well, that's not very straight. I found these two ships next to each other. And I thought, wow, these are both really cool. They look really good. And I thought, I like them. I'd like to base my own ship off of the sort of the general, the sort of sharp design and the little winglets. And I loved this, like, spoiler feature at the back of this one. So I decided to take the hull of this one and that whole rear section of this one and make this, which, as you can see, I've basically taken the back of that and stuck it on the top of that. But I cut a load of this ship away, all this upper deck section, cut it away. If I just get rid of these two now. Yes, go away. Thank you. And so I basically just stuck them together, but then rebuilt this whole rear section here. Slow it down a bit. Rebuilt this whole rear section here. And all down the back there, rebuilt all of that. And then rebuilt all these decks. And then after that, the rest of the ship, the rest of the base of the ship here being what it was, I cut the front off completely. And rebuilt the front to my own specs. Rebuilt the top. Down the bottom has all been rebuilt. If I can actually go down. Yep, this has all been rebuilt. I rearmed it with a load of different guns. So that it is now basically a heavy assault cruiser. And just I changed a load of the systems inside. Just completely rebuilt the whole thing basically. So that it was my own ship based off of the design of those other two. But in keeping with good practices of the workshop usage, I got the permission of the original ship designer to use both those ships and make my own version, and they were absolutely fine with it. They said it wasn't a problem as long as I linked it. The link to both those ships will be in the description of this video. Also will be the link to this ship on the workshop, and the workshop description has those links in as well as the original creator's name. So they have been referenced, and I don't take full credit for this design. It's not just mine, it's the other person's as well. So let's have a look inside, and then I'll finish up by looking around the outside. There's my character up top here. So this is all new parts of it as well. I repurposed all this to be like an outer hangar. An outer entrance, which it wasn't before. Lots of airlocks on this ship, by the way. Slightly paranoid about depressurization. I had quite a few problems with that while I was building there. So we come in here. This would usually be depressurized, having left. I haven't set up an automated system for this yet, but I will. And yeah, that would be depressurized. Then you come over here and you repressurize this room, and then you can move on to the next room. There's a weird thing going on with these signs as well. If I spin around, see, it works again now. Depending on how many times you spin around, if I spin back that way, and then back that way, and then back that way. Oh, okay, no, it's staying on. It does this weird thing where if you spin one way around, it goes offline. Then you spin the other way around, it comes back to what it used to say. But there's plenty of these signs all around the ship, so you know where you're going. Then let's move on through here. Both these doorways, it's a singular doorway. In some places I've got double doorways, and they both just go to the same place. So here we have another corridor. Which brings us out to the bridge. This is just the upper entrance. There is a proper main entrance for normal personnel. That's the landing pad entrance. I'll take you onto the bridge, which is here. Got a. It's not completely decked out. There's not lots of different panels and things on the wall. It's not decked out how I'd usually do it. It's kind of still a bit of a work in progress. I mean, it's finished, but it's a bit of a work in progress. So I've got to do a bit of changing around with some of the settings of the control panel in here. Not all of these things are set up right. And I've got quite a few pages of stuff. And there's some stuff on timer blocks as well that hasn't been properly set up right just yet. So I've got to do a bit of a fettle around with it. Change a couple of the systems. And then I'm going to sort of decorate out the bridge a bit more. But I'll come back to the bridge to finish up. I'll give you a little flight. So if we move down to the next deck, go a bit quicker. This is, see how they all say offline, and then now they all say stuff. So this is bridge landing pad, to let you know what's up that way. This is the sleeping quarters corridor. And there's ventilation throughout the ship as well, so that every room has vents. In here is the sleeping quarters. With this, it's kind of, because it's a military combat ship, it's all about squeezing in personnel rather than comfort. I mean, there's a bit of comfort, which I'll show you in a minute, but it's about squeezing in the personnel. So in here, we've got, that's just an electrical conduit. We've got these bunk beds that are just stuck in everywhere. I'm not sure if these ladders actually work. I don't think they do. But it's basically just about getting the idea. Oh, look, you can even lay down in the beds. So you can have a nice rest if you want to. And in the back here, we've got the showers. Some more electrical conduits. You can go inside and have a bit of a shower. And, yeah, get yourself freshened up in the morning. You're going to open? There we go. And, yeah, lots of bunk beds. Plenty of room for all of the crew. I was going to make a captain's quarters as well, but I just didn't have the space in the end. And then in here you've got a little toilet room. One each side. Same in there. So that you've got a place for everyone to go toilet. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of a military ship, you know. It's not about comfort. It's supposed to be a bit packed in and a bit of a workhorse more than anything else. Through here is the meeting room. Another airlock. Just in case any part of this ship depressurizes, it won't cause problems and you can still get into that part of the ship. So this is the meeting room slash sort of secondary station where you can control certain aspects of the ship. And there's a meeting table either side. So that you can have your staff meetings and whatnot. And this horrible glass texture, if you can look past it, you can see the top deck of the ship outside. Looking good. Did I not? No, I didn't. I meant to take that down and change it. It's got part of the old settings on it still. And then down here is the recreation deck. Now this is a bit of a work of art down here. Just look, you got pool tables. There's ping pong tables. Some seating areas for people to just chill out and chat. Lots of nice plants. I know it's, by the way, I noticed that it's all very red. I kind of just did one colour sweep on it. And I was going to go back and define more colour on it. I just didn't get around to it in the end. Plus, as I say, when I do kind of like a 2.0 version, I'm going to go through and do some alterations and add a bit more detail in, just to make it a bit more detailed, because it is a bit plain at the moment. You've got some gaming machines here, more seating areas, just so you can enjoy the view and chat to your friends while you do in your off hours, because you know it's not always work. It is a spaceship. Got some weight benches too to keep your muscle mass up, but it's not all about work. I mean, it is. The people do have to live on this ship, so it's about enjoying living here as well. Alright, then we go down to the mess deck. Now again, this one is a bit bare, and this is one that definitely needs a bit more done to it. You've got this kind of upper, kind of almost observation deck style section, and where you can look down on the other sections. This is just an additional eating area with a couple more tables, and it's just for the purposes of, you know, just having an extra eating area, just making it a bit more stylish. And then down here, if I ignore that sign for a minute, this is the main mess, your central eating area. Now, what I was going to do was sort of set up a bit of a canteen down this end, but I haven't got around to doing that yet. So for the time being, it is just more tables. And then in here, this is kind of just a maintenance closet, because it's just got some pipe work and stuff in here. So that's basically nothing at the moment, but it may become something soon. It's just in an awkward place for that table, but when I make this the canteen, it's all going to change around. And then this is just more of the eating area. Up here, I'll just quickly show you. This is the cargo deck walkway. This is a direct walkway to the cargo deck that looks down on the hangar bay. I won't take you right through, because I'll show you the cargo deck in a bit. But this, if I make these signs work, this is the airlock. This is the main airlock that goes out to the arm of a station, if you're docked at a station, or another ship that's docked with you. This is just the main airlock entrance. When you come in, you see the welcome sign. Welcome to the Revenant Sun, built by the Pirate Shipyards Corporation. Enjoy your stay. I know enjoy your stay is more of a like a kind of pleasure cruise type craft. I kind of just left it there because I thought it was just a nice welcome, because you're expected to work hard on this ship, and it's a nice welcome. So if we continue down now to the hangar bay, if that door wants to close, there we go. Down these stairs. And again, it's all red all throughout the ship, but that's all going to be changing as and when I add more details. Through here is the hangar bay. Again, another airlock. This one is definitely necessary because these doors will be open at times. Now, this is the only system I've actually managed to get working perfectly. If I can remember which one it is. Let's close. So it's this one. But yeah, I set this system up so that it's super safe and secure. All the lights change to the emergency lighting, because if you're in stealth mode, you don't want to open up your hangar bay door and then have a ton of bright light shining out into space and make yourself a big target. That was supposed to be depressurized. So instead, the emergency lights come on just to make it a bit darker in here. You know, it's the red infrared lighting, just so that you're a bit less of a target, a bit less obvious. Because all these external lights around the outside of the ship, if we're trying to go in there, it's quite a dark red. It looks quite bright, but it is quite a dark red on this ship. So you're not an easy to spot target all the time. And certainly if you're in the darkest parts of space, in shadow of a planet or something, you're going to be hard to spot. If I turn off all the exterior lighting and put the ship into basically stealth mode, she is quite hard to spot. So whatever it takes to make it hard to spot, so that's why we have the emergency style lighting. And then I can just reverse that, shut the door back up. And then once the door's shut, we go straight into repressurization mode. The lights change back over, and the cargo bay repressurizes. Well, the hangar bay repressurizes even. And if I want to do that manually, then I've got the button here to just turn the lights fully off as and when I need to. We also have a maglock system. I don't have any sort of secondary ships in here at the moment. I'm going to be adding some scout ships, mining craft, things like that. But this is the maglock system for locking down extra ships that you bring in. I'll also be integrating a connector as well in here. I have one in the cargo bay, but not in here currently, but I will be adding one. And so through here we have the cargo deck, which I need to try and remember the buttons. Okay, what was this button? Oh yeah, that's the maglock button. Then we've got the main door for the cargo bay. You can also go through the airlock here, just in case you're working in one and the other one is depressurized. Then you can use the airlock system to get through without messing the whole thing up, which I thought was pretty handy. Put the lights on in here. There we go. And yeah, this is the cargo deck. Again, you've got... That was weird. You've got... This is the air vents, so you can depressurize and repressurize this section separately. And then you've got the hangar door switch for this side. And then down here, again, more maglocks. These ones are not only for holding down ships. If you want to store a ship in here, you can, because it's quite a good size. And they're on the ceiling too. So there's plenty of space for storing like little miners or recon craft or even drones. But you can also store cargo containers in here. And they will lock down so they don't shift around during transport, which is pretty good. Then you've got your vent controls and just lighting systems. And that's for the connector up here. And then through here, this bit's depressurized, and I didn't put an airlock system on that side because this whole thing is one big airlock. Because through here, this is an engineering compartment which is constantly depressurized. It just allows you access to all this stuff. You know, you got your engines in here and just extra components. Nothing special. Put the lights on so you can actually see. It's just a way of getting into all of the equipment. So that's not main engineering or anything. That is literally just a way of getting into extra equipment areas. Oh god, blast myself out. Oh, I wonder why I was going so slow. That's why. And then up here, this is just the other end of that catwalk that goes through. Takes you back to the main deck, to the mess deck, to that hallway. So if we then go back out here, through the vents. Oh god, these doors are a bit tricky sometimes. You don't move out far enough and they grab you back in. It's quite funny. And then through here, and then I'll take you down to main engineering. Down here. Again, this one isn't airlocked up properly, but it does need to be. And again, has its own vent system, and then we've got the main hydrogen fuel cells in here, containers for cargo storage, and this very important sign, which lets you know that the atmosphere can suddenly come out of this room for no reason, which it can do if there's a hull breach, but also when you open these doors, it loses atmosphere, which is why we have this system. Unfortunately, all the oxygen tanks on the ship are full, so every time I try and depressurize a room, it won't depressurize. I need to sort the system out and empty a tank. What was the down button? Oh yeah, okay, so left then right on that side. So we can do the right door, or we can do the left door, we can do both doors. And this is a completely depressurized, because it's open to space, completely depressurized engineering deck. Just where you can just get to all of this stuff like the jump drives, reactors, refineries and furnaces, assemblers, main engines. And you can just gain access to all of the equipment in here. So it's pretty handy. It's just a handy little access port. And then you've got buttons on this side so you can shut the doors back up. And that's basically it, really. That is the entire interior of the ship. So if I wait for that door to close. And then we can repressurize. It's pretty quick at repressurizing all of these rooms. I've put enough vents in each room so that they will repressurize within seconds. Which is much handier than just waiting around for ages, like a lemon. Right, let's get back up to the bridge, and I'll show you some of the main central control setups. I've laid it out pretty nicely. I mean, there is a few changes I think I want to do after building the ship. I noticed a few things that were bugging me, and there is going to be a 2.0 version with all of the fixes done to the different timer block systems and programmable block systems that I haven't quite written up properly yet. Like these signs bugging out and stuff. All of that's going to be fixed up, and then I'm going to make some adjustments to the ship itself, which seems to have frozen. So I will be back in a second. So here we are on the bridge of the ship, which is a little bare, I'll admit. I really am going to have to do some changing up here. I'm definitely going to, when I go through the ship, when I do the refit, make it like the 2.0 version, I'm going to change a lot of the decoration, move some stuff around, and just change it up a little bit, just to make it a bit better. Just because it is a bit lacking and a bit bare in places. But yeah, I'll run through the. That was really strange. Stop doing that, please. Thank you. I'll run through the the buttons with you. In page 1, it's all engine controls. I've laid them all out so that they're nice and set with each other. So engine 1 is all engine controls. Page 1 is all engine controls even. You got hydrogen thrusters on and off, ion thrusters on and off, main jump drives on and off, increase and decrease for the drives, and then 7 and 8 are individually left and right jump drives, immediate jump, just to get you out of danger. So you could do like the left jump drive, which is number 7, and just jump you just the set amount, maximum jump out of there. And if there's still some issues and you need to like turn around and jump again, then you've still got one more drive left to jump with. So there's a backup, always a backup. With page 2, it's all airlock controls. So you've got, if you can see on the left there, if you see the lights going on and off there, that's the main airlock door. There's one on the left, one on the right, and that's the merge block system that controls docking. If you're docking to a station or a ship that's got a merge system built into it, you can connect up with that ship and merge, and then when it's time to depart, just turn the merge system off and you float gently away and then go. I found it's easier than like when you just press P to attach and detach, like with landing gears and stuff. There's still some pull there, so that it won't ever always just let you pull away. It's a bit of a pain. So you can just turn the merge system on and off, and then you've got the hangar door controls there, but they're not set up with the proper pressurization and depressurization system. So that won't set the whole process running. That literally just opens and closes the hangar doors. It will be set up for the refit. I will wire it all in properly on the commands, but for now it's literally just door open, door closed. That's it. That's all I had time to do originally. Number 3 is all guns. It is every single gun that you see here. The main armament is single and double turrets, which are all over the place, which you can see on top there, underneath the wing, the kind of wingtip bit there, and then you can see the main triple cannon, which is on the bottom side of the ship. They're all pretty deadly. They're all set to aim at large ships. They won't aim at small ships or anything else, just large ships, so that they're not wasting their time trying to aim slow, because they're quite slow to move. So it means that they're not wasting their time trying to aim on a little ship, which is going to evade them anyway. That is the job for the absolutely tons of anti-fighter turrets that you can see. Both sphere turrets, which are basically like shotguns, and then you've got the main anti-fighter turrets, which are just going to wreck everything. I've also left attached in a few places some of the standard in-game Gatling turrets, because they're quite handy. Some of those also protect the hangar bay entrances to stop ships, and they also set to attack characters as well. So to stop people from just being able to float into the hangar doors if they're open during combat or whatever, you are protected on the outside. I'm also going to put some interior turrets on the inside of the hangar bay. I don't currently have some. There are some interior turrets about the ship that do different things, but as yet they're not properly wired up, so again they need a bit of fettling around with. But yeah, I'm going to set some more up to do some more defensive stuff. But that is all the turret controls there, all your main guns. They are set so that they have no idle movement, because they just look awful when they move around and get themselves all out of shape. They look horrible. I know once you get into combat they're all going to turn and move and stuff anyway, but at least when you're flying around before you engage in combat, you've got nice straight forward facing guns that look good. So yeah, I've done it that way. Bit of an OCD mad thing, but you know, that's craziness. Oh well. Number 4 is all lights for different interior sections. If I go on here, we can see them. Mess deck, recreation deck, sleeping quarters hallway, sleeping quarters, meeting room, engineering, hangar bay, hangar mess stairwell, and cargo bay lights. So you can turn all those off and on individually. And then pad number 5 is lights continued, but this is more for the stealth operation of the ship. We've got the bridge main lights, port and starboard exterior lights, landing pad lights, antenna lights, and then the bridge emergency lights. So if I show you these, if you can see the bridge up the top there, like the top row of windows, just underneath where it says Revenant Sun, if you can see those lights going on and off, that's the bridge main lights. And then we've got the port side exterior lights and the starboard side exterior lights, which you can do individually. And then you've got the landing pad lights on top. You've got the antenna lights on the back there. And then if you see into the bridge, I don't know if you can see, and if I turn those main lights off, then you see the emergency lights. They're red. You can just about see them coming on and off. What I'm going to eventually do is, instead of having just a separate button for emergency lights, that number 6 button will become basically stealth operations. Although I will still keep all the individual buttons to turn these lights individually on and off. What will happen is I'll have the one stealth button that will turn off all the lights in the upper bridge, the meeting room section, because you can see the lights coming through there, and in the recreation deck where there's also windows. All of those lights will go off so that they can't be seen from the outside. The port and starboard exterior lights, landing pad lights, antenna lights, they'll all go off. The landing, yeah, all of that will go off, and the lights on the main name of the ship will all go off. And the bridge emergency lights will come on, and all that will basically be stealth ops. So I'll do all that on one button. That will also come in the refit, but isn't there currently. So as I said before, there's a bit of wiring up. I've got to do some more stuff with the timer systems. I've got to get a programmable block in there and get a program set up, because the refinery system, I need some readouts and displays letting you know what ore is in a ship, what things have been constructed and what's being deconstructed, like the level of the ship, damage-wise, you know, things like that. Just general readouts I'm going to start sort of bringing in. So I need some programs for that. That, again, will all come in the refit. At the moment, the ship is fully stocked. As you can see, she's got an absolute ton of power. Lots of reactors, loads of power. There's tons of cargo storage space. I've put in a bit of ore for a few different ores that have then been refined. She's got some uranium in her, ice, and just a few random ores, just to give you a start off. Like, if you want to just jump in straight into a survival mode with this ship as is, she is completely 100% survival ready. Just jump into a survival mode with her as is, and you're basically good to go. You could then go and land on a planet and set up a base, or land on an asteroid, or just continue living off the ship. She's basically full-on survival ready and comes with some bits already in there. She's well stocked and just ready to go, good to go. I'm very proud of this ship. I've spent about 40 odd hours building her, where I've had space and where I've had time now and then where I haven't been busy. And I am actually really proud of this ship. This is the first ship that I've really put a lot of effort into, put a lot of like controls and thought and just hard work into, and actually finished. I know she's not 100% finished right now, but she's nearly finished. I won't give you a combat demonstration because, as I said, all the different guns are set to view different things or attack different things. So I'm going to have to spawn in an entire fleet just to get each gun to do different things. That's going to get annoying. I'll let you guys play with her and see what she can do combat-wise. But believe me, she's well stocked and she's well defended. There's some ammo in there as well, so she's ready for survival mode in that respect. And basically the whole sort of purpose of the design is that she's lightly armoured, except for the naval ram on the front, which I'll come to in a minute. She's lightly armoured, she's very fast, quite manoeuvrable for a ship of her size and structure, but she's also heavily armed. She's basically like the old German pocket battleships of World War II, in that she's got the lightness and the speed and the manoeuvrability to outrun most situations, to outrun battleships. But she's got the heavy battleship armaments so that she can outgun cruisers. So she's basically like a heavy cruiser, which is what I've kind of specified her as, is a heavy cruiser. But she's basically like the German pocket battleships of World War II. So yeah, very manoeuvrable, very fast, very powerful. And just in case you do run out of ammo, or you get badly damaged, or you're on your last legs, the ship's just about dead, and you just want to just go out in a blaze of glory, you've got the naval ram, which is made of specially hardened metals and materials, fully reinforced. She is devastating. When you need to tear through another ship, this literally will tear through it. It is absolutely 100% devastating. And if any of your guns are still working at the same time, then while you're ramming the hell out of the ship, these two front guns could be pounding the bridge or other sections. She is... deadly is probably the right word, but she's also evil, I guess. She is thoroughly evil. Not to be messed with or taken lightly. And she's the perfect addition to any fleet, really. She fits right in between your big battleships and your small cruisers and frigates and corvettes. And when I've added some other drones and like small, like maybe some fighter craft or other craft, she's going to have some of her own support as well. I mean, you could take just this ship or add it to a fleet, and you could go and take on an entire another fleet and definitely win. This ship alone could probably take out a few ships. I don't mean to just big her up massively, but she is powerful. And I'm currently also working on her sister ship, which is called the Revenant Sun, because they are Sun-class cruisers. And she's going to be much the same, but with a couple of little differences. And I'll be putting her up on the workshop as well when she's done. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that one. I've also got a few other ships that are, and a big station that are under construction, so keep your eyes out for that. But as for this ship, do go and check her out on the workshop. All the links are below. She's built from a couple of ships that I saw on the workshop. I think I explained that before. And she just looks really good. But all the links you need are down there. And go and check out the workshop page. I've done a pretty cool little write-up for her. So that's pretty awesome to go and read. And yeah, give her a try. There's quite a few mods to this ship, I will warn you. I kind of went a bit nuts trying to give her a bit of uniqueness and some add-ons. So there are a few mods, but it's worth it, you know. It only takes a few seconds to download each one. And they're all there on the list, so you just click on them, it takes you straight to the page, you click download, you're done. And then you just download the ship. Seconds it takes, and then you're flying. This is a world also. I will be releasing a blueprint at some point, but for now it is just a world. So I think that's it from me. Please do go and check her out. And have fun, as I'm sure you will. I know I had fun making her. and I'm going to have fun using her in an upcoming YouTube series that I'm going to be doing, which I won't say any more about just yet, but keep your eyes open for that. And in the meantime, enjoy the ship, have fun, take care all of you, and I'll see you on the next one. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.